Well, hello guys and gals, and welcome back to another edition of Cityconomy, services for your city with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. So this is episode 2, and a lot has changed with the game since we did our first episode. There was a day 1 patch that came out after I did my little video, and some little features were added into the game, which were some of the things that I griped about a little bit, while some other things haven't been changed. But it's nice to see the developer working to make the game better. So kudos to them for making some adjustments to the game. One of the things they did, if we go into options in keyboard, as we scroll down, you'll see that they have added in turn signals. Left turn and right turn. So use the brackets to do that. That's kind of cool that they did that. So that's nice. And they've added in some more controller support so that you can go in and you can actually define controller support, which is really cool. If you have a G27, you can actually set it up to drive the vehicle. I will say, when you're doing a G27, make sure you untick report combined pedals. Otherwise, you can't get your accelerator to work. And I had an issue with it wanting to put my accelerator as the brake, and the brake is the accelerator, which was kind of weird. So my vehicle, if I stepped on the gas, it would go backwards, and step on the brake, it would go forward. Kind of odd. But I was not able to define any of these things here, like device axis 0 up and down. These are your controls for like boom controls and such. I was trying to do that with dual joysticks so that I could drive with the steering wheel and then use the joysticks to control implements on vehicles. I was unsuccessful in getting that set up, which is sad because it would have been fun for what we're going to do today. However, I was talking to Northern Alex, and he was able to get that working, though he said it was a real pain. So I'm going to get with him later, and hopefully he can walk me through that process so I can get that lined up. Once I figure out how to do it, then I'll do a little video on how to do that for you guys. So you can set it up, but yeah, it'd be cool to get it set up. Right now, though, I'm having another issue with the guys, and as nice as it is that they've added controller support, they've still got some functionality issues. Right now, I'm playing on my gamepad, which you would think would be the easiest thing to set up because it's a gamepad, right? Wrong. If I go to turn signal and I click on this to assign a key to it and I hit my D-pad left, it doesn't record it, and I have no idea why. Certain buttons it will record, and that's the problem I'm having like with a joystick. If I go to record on a joystick, like device axis 0 up, which is actually moves a boom to the right, if I go to record that with my joystick, it will not recognize the axis. If I hit the button, though, on the bottom of the joystick, or a trigger button, it'll record that button. It has no problem recognizing that. It's just absolutely weird to me why it's not doing that. The same thing on the G27. Certain buttons on the G27 it didn't recognize. So, again, they've got a little bit of ways to go with their controller support, but at least they are trying, and I give them props to that. You know, again, is the game worth $25 out of the box? Not right now. It's not. I'm sorry. But it is still a fun game, and a lot of people are ripping on the game, but I will say this, I enjoy the gameplay of it, and so we'll get into the gameplay now. I'll show you some more things about the game, and we'll play around with our tow truck, and maybe do a little street sweeping. So let me load up the game. For some reason, Fraps has an issue with dropping out when I go to load in, so I will catch you guys back in the game. Alright guys, well, we are back in the game. Oddly enough, Fraps didn't crash that time on me, so that's good. So, as you can see, we are standing in front of the tow truck. I have made it to the tow truck. I've actually done pretty good in my gameplay, and I've had a good time, you know, and that's the thing. As I said, everybody takes a negative view or whatever. I am critical of the game with certain things. Again, you're charging $25 for a game. The functionality, I think, could be better for that kind of money. That's why I say I don't really think it's worth that kind of money in the state that it's in right now. But I see the potential for the game because I do actually have a really good time playing it. So we're going to look at jobs real quick. Well, first of all, I'll show the company. I have expanded quite a bit. You'll see that I have 2 garbage trucks, 1 plastic truck, a tow truck, and 2 small road sweepers. So I've done pretty good. As far as my experience tree goes, my garbage man, tow truck operator, street sweeper, I've got a point into increasing the amount of happiness I get from my citizens on each side here. Well, one thing I discovered is like when you advance up the number of skill points that you need or to expand up or whatever, like it says I need to expand my company, I need 320 happiness as well as 8,999 I guess that's euros. The one thing I discovered was you spend happiness just like you spend money. So right now you see I'm at 204 happiness. If I expand the company, that 320, when I have 320 to expand, it will take that down to 0. It will actually spend it just like currency. So if you, all of a sudden you lose all your happiness and you're wondering why, it's because it doesn't stack. When you expand your company, you actually spend that like currency. So that was something interesting for me to do. So anyways, it will show you your XP to your next level here, how many skill points that you have, and so forth to spend. It looks like I actually have one that I can spend as a tow truck operator. So let's spend one as a tow truck operator. Let's see, when you're a tow truck driver, your work, I get a 30% larger fuel. Bad parking, people do 20% reward. And that's a 20% bonus on cash. And that's a 20% increase with people that do work. I'm going to start sending some guys out, so that's probably where I want. Oh, well, it doesn't let me do any skill points in there, so apparently I don't have the experience I thought I had. It looks like oh, well, there it is. It's spent. Apparently you got to spend those 2 before you can spin this one. Alright, so anyways, learn something new. Vehicles wise, again, you can see what I've got. The other thing that I figured out was on jobs. You got a job to go do and you get paid to do that by doing it, right? One thing that I have figured out, somebody wants me to clean something up here. Well, one thing I did find out is you have all these job offers, and let's say I'm going to send this plastic recycler out to go do a job. I'm going to send an employee. He's kind of low. I want to fill up the gas tank on this thing, and I want to confirm send him out. Before I was trying to figure out how I actually got that employee to do work. The time limit on here, the 3 hours and 50 minutes, that's actually the time it's going to take that employee to complete the job. And he takes every minute and every second of it to complete it before you can get paid. Employees do not generate XP. They do not generate happiness. They only make money for you. So that's something to consider when you send them out to do a job. And remember, he's going to tie that vehicle up for 3 hours, 49 minutes, and 52 seconds. So that's something to consider and keep in mind when they're doing that. So I'm going to send another employee out here to collect some garbage. I'm going to give him this garbage truck and confirm that. So he's off to do that job. And let's see, some street sweeping. I've only got one street sweeper job available in the industrial park. So we'll send an employee to do that. Well, I said I would send an employee to do that. The game wants to jump around on you, even though that I've got time available. It's a little iffy sometimes. Like when one moves, like if this job clears out, and while I'm trying to select this job, when it slips up, it will kick you out of the menu, and you have to start all over again. So that's kind of a little bit frustrating. Garbage collection. I may have to use my other garbage truck, so I think I'm just going to send those guys out for right now and get that job done. And I'll send my other street sweeper out to do a job, so we'll send the employee in this street sweeper, send him out to work, And that's good. I'm going to hang on to my garbage truck and my tow truck because I'm probably going to need those. So all of these guys are working now, but they'll be taking at least, this guy's 4 hours. This guy will take about 5 hours to get the job done. So these guys are out working for me. They'll all make me some money, but it'll take a little bit of time. Now, once I finish whatever job I want and I want them to finish, I can come up here and I can fast track time. An hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, or 12 hours, however much time I need to advance. So that's something else I learned and figured out. So that'll give you some insight on what you can do and how you can do that. So looking at jobs, I've got a garbage collection job I need to go do. That's looks like it's up here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this job. And I'm going to accept it. And instead of doing my tow truck right now, I'm going to run and do this job, take care of it. So let's go jump into a garbage truck, which we have available right now. Over here, we'll jump to this truck. It'll take just a second to get over to it, and then we'll go do the job. So, what else? They worked a little bit on the sounds in the game, to adjust the sounds in the game, though they haven't done enough, because as you can hear, I can still hear every other vehicle around me really loud, and not so much my vehicle. So they need to still work on that quite a bit. They did do away with the sound of the gear switching. If you watched the previous video, you may have noticed like that air sound of like the, which I guess is the brakes right there, that I'm making that by hitting the button. It was doing that. There was like this clicky air sound every time this thing shifted gears. And I guess that was them simulating the sequential gearbox. Yeah, they got rid of that sound because it was really annoying. They toned some other sounds down, but they still need to get toned down. Like, I can hear the car behind me over the vehicle. That needs to be fixed. I shouldn't have to hear the vehicles behind me so loud. And the thunderstorms are still so loud that it makes you want to take your headphones off because it's so loud and annoying. Which before, I wanted to take my headphones off within the first... look at this dude just passed me. The AI in this game is also kamikaze, and one thing I don't like about the game is if I pull out and a car runs into me, I shouldn't get a ticket for them colliding into me. If I run into a vehicle, yes, I should get a ticket for me running into it. But if they run into me, the kamikaze AI in this are really bad. I shouldn't get the ticket if somebody hits into me. Now I did see in the next patch they're going to fix it so you get a ticket when you run a red light, which is good because I've just been running red lights religiously while I play because why not? I mean, there's no fine for doing it. You might as well take advantage of it. I think if I go this way, I can get to where I'm headed. And I'm not using my turn signals like I should be because it's sort of a pain to reach over and grab the keyboard and do it. So as soon as they want to get controller support worked out so I can actually get them, I'll start using them. But yeah, they do work. So there's a left turn, right turn, and just like Farm Sim, you got to click it once to get it work and click it again to get it to turn off. Alright, so we're going to go up here and empty these trash cans for this lady. And now before in my gameplay, I didn't really like the idea of pulling off of the road to empty things like these trash cans. But I've since realized that the developers intend for you to. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily like this if I saw it in real life, but they actually intend for you to, because there are some of the tasks that they give you in this game that there's no way to complete them without driving off-road with it. Okay, so next thing I really don't like about the game right here is this. They've modeled work lights on the back of this truck, but I'm standing in pitch black for the most part. They really need to fix that. If they're going to put work lights on it, they need to fix them so they actually work. And when you're in the dark, like there's a job I had to do where I had to grab some trash cans on an alley and load those in. It was pitch black. I had to just guess where the garbage truck was, and the only guidance I had was the little orange things on the side. But I had no clue where the back of the garbage truck was, and I was pretty much, I mean, it was pretty much like playing in a black screen. And I've seen some videos that Alex did where he was doing septic tank work, and it was pretty much the same for him. It was a black screen, and it was like, well, I'll just kind of guess where I'm at. So I really like to see them, since they modeled in the work lights on the back of the truck, I'd like to actually see them functionable. Maybe they're dim like this, and you have an option to, you know, hit your light button again and make them brighter, but they definitely need to do something so that they're actually a bit more functionable. So, alright. Again, we got some more garbage cans around here somewhere that we need to grab. Oh, they're back here by that building. So again, this is another situation. They put the garbage cans way back there. I think they actually intend for you to do things like back up towards them and everything to empty them, because it would be ridiculous to try to run all these to the garbage can truck, you know. So you do back up. But again, here's the situation where it is so dark back here. You're looking at a black screen for the most part. Perfect example of, you know, come on, model those work lights to actually shed a little light, because I'm just kind of guessing where everything's at here, you know. God, I couldn't have picked a better place to come to do this, because they're really, yeah, it's really just guesswork as to where you're at and where the back of everything's at. So yeah, developers, if you're watching this, you need to model that a little bit better, because again, I've got to figure out where I'm at in relation to the truck, and then grab my garbage can, spin it around, and just kind of guessing where I'm at. And if there's an axe murderer in this alley, he's gonna kill me because I got no idea where he's at. And that's the one thing when emptying garbage cans, I always worry about bums and axe murderers hiding in between dumpsters, and it just, you know, it's a phobia I have and just scares me to death, you know. So yeah, people who are afraid of the dark are not going to want to play this game, because you never know when you're going to come up on a bum by a garbage can. It doesn't really exist in the game, for those of you who think I'm being serious. But yeah, gonna have a seizure here in a minute from that light strobing on me. Alright, so, oh, where am I at? Gotta find reference. Okay, back into the darkness we go. There we go. And somewhere there's a garbage truck here. There we go. And we'll mount that up there. Come on, slap the button. Come on, dude, hit the... Again, I'm in pitch black. I can't really see. All I know is the little orange thing went away, and somewhere in there I'm close to the button, but, you know, am I right on it? Great. Here comes the rain again. So the other thing the developers did in their infinite wisdom, I guess they listened to people too much bitch and moan in the forums. I don't really approve of this one. Before, if I leave the little lifting arms out, before my speed was limited to 20k, and I agreed with that. I thought that was exactly right. If you're using part of the vehicle and you've got it in work mode, you should be limited on how fast you're driving. But in the patch, they eliminated that. So now my work arms are out, as you can see, back on the back of the vehicle, and I'm able just to cruise on around here just like I normally would. I think that's wrong. I think they shouldn't have done that. I think they should go back and patch that back in, because that's part of the challenge of the game, is knowing when to put your arms out and when to fold them back up. If you're in transit, they should be folded back in. And when you're in work mode, you should be restricted on how much speed you're doing, because you know, your PTO is running, your hydraulic pump is running when those are out. So yeah. All right, so we finished up this little cleanup. Chicky Chick gives us another little job, and we are done with that. And okay, there's another job that just showed up here. I'm not gonna go take it because I'm not gonna do another garbage truck job because I've already done enough garbage truck work for you guys. So we are gonna get out of here, return back to our facility, and I can do the garbage truck stuff later on, because if I keep doing garbage truck stuff, you guys are gonna go, is all you do garbage? Is that all there is to this game? Is garbage? No, there's actually some cool stuff. The garbage truck, kind of boring, you know, and I'll admit it. You know, you got to get through the garbage truck thing to start off with, to get going. And I get it. That's your beginner part of the game, and that's the grind. There will be a lot of people who will say, "How come I got to do the garbage truck? Why can't I start off with the wrecker? Why can't I start off with the street sweeper or something?" Yeah, I mean, there's those in every game. It's just like in the old Fishing Planet community, everybody going, "How come I can't go fishing California right off the bat? How come I actually have to work to progress?" It's a game. There's always XP grind. So, whoa. At least I avoided it. No ticket there. Alright, so we're going to roll on over here, and I could go empty the trash truck, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to turn it in, because I found it really doesn't matter. A couple of other things about the game that are a little bit, you pretty much don't ever have to go to a gas station in the game. Before, when I first did my first playthrough on this, or just first little getting used to the game to see how it handled and everything else before I started recording it, I actually did the whole go to the gas station thing, and the getting into the gas station is really tight, really annoying. You end up damaging your vehicle because inevitably you run into something because of the way they model the gas stations and how tight they are. But there's really no need to go to the gas stations, because all you have to do is jump into your tablet and you can repair, and you can go to the gas stations in there. And as far as emptying the trash truck, if it's not at 100% when you're doing your job, as long as you bring it back, you can put a worker in it and they'll go use it and no problems. Hey, look, have y'all noticed my wheels are turning? Or the hubs are? The truck's sitting stale, but the hubs are still turning. They're going backwards. The truck's going to run away here in a minute. Alright, so into our little thing. So, like, look, all my trucks, we can refuel all of them. Now, we'll say this. One issue I've been having is I can log out of the game, log back in, and all my trucks will be out of gas. And I don't know why. Because nobody's driving them, because, like, all the jobs are done. So, we just completed that job. I'm finished with it. Now, just to prove a point about my workers, we're going to fast forward 4 hours. So we go 3 hours, 4 hours, and you'll notice all my guys finished their work except for this one guy. I go 1 more hour, he's done, and all my jobs are complete. And now I can reassign more jobs. And so that's how you actually get your workers to complete their jobs. So we'll continue on here with pending jobs. There are 2 types of jobs. There's your storyline jobs, and then there's just your jobs. Storyline jobs, those are the ones that have the little quest arrows over them, like this one right here. That if I take that job, I'll have to go do that work. And then your just regular jobs that people are offering you work for are listed here. So we're going to do some tow truck work. I'm going to put everybody else back to work real quick. So I'll send my employees out to do some jobs. Send my plastics guy out to do a job. I probably ought to get another plastics truck at some point. Send all my street sweepers out to do jobs. And the one thing I found is, work-wise, the further away from where your hub is, the longer it takes the employee to do the job. So you want to always try, like, this guy, 6 hours and 31 minutes it's going to take him to do the job, because it's further away from where he was located. I haven't really gotten down the knack of assigning the right vehicle to the right job. Alright, so I got more garbage collection jobs than I got garbage trucks right now. That's alright. So, we are going to take a car towing job. So I'll accept the job. And we are going to move over to this vehicle here. So let's jump over to the tow truck. Jump into it, and we will go do some towing jobs now. So the tow truck is where I would really like to have dual joysticks because it has a boom on it. And I would like to be able to, it's more of a crane truck and a lift truck than it is a tow truck. But it's kind of cool. And we're going to jump into it now. We're going to do a towing job. Here's our tow truck. You guys saw it a minute ago. It's got the lift on the back and some stabilizer arms. And let's go do a job with it real quick and see how this works. And luckily the job is like right here where we're at, so it's not bad. I've done quite a few of the tow truck jobs. They're actually really fun to do for the most part. They would be great, I could see, with the man, another kamikaze trying to get me. Hiya! Run into you! Alright, so tow truck jobs. Got the car sitting over here on the side of the road, and it's really easy to identify it because it has the lift cage around it. So we're going to pull up here to tow this guy, get into position. I'll turn my warning lights on. And again, I'd love to have hazards. They did put turn signals in, but there are no hazard lights. So I could turn on one turn signal. I can't turn them both on though. See, if I could turn on both of them, I could be able to signal, you know, hazard lights. But I can't do that unless I try to push them both at one time. Nope, that doesn't work. Alright, so now that we're in position, we'll turn on our warning lights. I'll turn on some lights too for safety. It's now just hailing or something. We've got to put ourselves in handbrake on, put out our stabilizers. And now using the arrow key up and down, I can raise the crane. Right and left arrow keys move my crane around. Alright. I can rotate the hook here using the M and the N keys. And then I can lower into position a little bit. And if I need to boom out a little bit, I use I to boom out, K to boom in. And then I just kind of get over here to where I'm over the car. I need to boom out a little bit more. Rotate a little bit. And then I use the F key to attach it. There we go. Pick it up. Now I pick up. I bring it back over to the vehicle. Let's center that back up a little. Come on and boom in. See, you know this would be uber cool if we had the joysticks installed. Lower down onto the back here, and I need to turn a little bit so I can see what I'm doing because I'm not completely over the truck. There we go. Straighten the vehicle up a little bit. Come on down to the bed. F attaches it to the trailer. Once it is, we bring in our supports. Take off our brake. And we are good to go. Alright, so we'll head back to the impound yard now, which it says drive to the police impound lot. And we'll deliver the vehicle there. And we'll be done with the job. Pretty simple little gig, but it works. Whoa, kamikaze car. Which I have to say, I've spent several hours playing Tow Truck Driver. It's pretty fun. And again, if I get controller support for it, or get get myself some joysticks for it, I think it would be that much cooler, and I'd have a load of fun doing that part of it. So we come over here to the impound yard. There's a little car swirling around in the air. This is where we need to drop the car. It really doesn't matter where you drop it as long as you drop it within the box. Now, I will say there are going to be some jobs that you get where you'll get like 3 or 4 cars that you have to pick up to complete the task. And when you do that and you bring them back and drop them into the lot, precision does kind of pay off for you because you have to have all 4 cars in the area before you get paid. So being able to place them sort of precisely does help you out a little bit down the road. Alright, so same thing here. We hit F to undo this. I could bring up the help to let you guys see the controls over here on the side. The O key again slides the help bar in and out. So again, all I got to do now is lift up a little bit. I'm going to rotate this over, and I'll boom out a little bit so that we can get this thing out in the area. And get that on over here to where it's over the parking spot, and maybe rotate it just a little bit so it looks good. We'll lower it down. See, I'm trying to be really much more precise than I have to be with this. You do not have to be as precise as I am, but sort of the fun of it, you know, is you can either just do it quick and sloppy and just get the job done, but you know, or you can take your time and you can have a little bit of fun with it to see if you can precisely get it right in the spot. Though, again, part of the physics of the game is if I try to actually set it flat and disconnect it, it doesn't necessarily do as good as if I just lift it up, hold it over the spot, and drop it, which is kind of funny. Now, if you really want to immerse yourself into the game, you can go back and you can now raise up and move the crane all the way over. One thing I've found in the game, though, is if I lift my boom up and then I just go ahead and hit to retract my my sides, it will automatically fold the crane up for me. So sometimes, again, like if you're trying to immerse yourself in the game and do it all properly, you can bring yourself and make your, you know, bring the crane back over and situate everything on the back of the bed and then retract your wheels and go there. Or if you just want to be quick and snappy, you can just go ahead and retract your stabilizers and be done with it. So that job is done for us, and we've done our little tow truck operations. I think the next thing I want to do is I want to go over here and see what's going on with this arrowed over here on our map, because that's usually somebody offering me another job, and I just did something stupid. If you hit the tab key, which again, I play so many games, and so many games have so many different control aspects to it that I want to do things that I do with other games, and one of the things that I do is I hit tab to go into menus. And in this game, tab sends you into another vehicle and you have to wait through the loading screen, and it sort of is annoying and frustrating when you do it. There we go. I hear a car coming to hit me. Alright, so we'll get over here into this lane. Are you kidding me? Why did he just stop in the middle of the road? I didn't get a ticket though. That's new. Alright. So let's motor on down here. I should turn off my warning lights. I don't actually have a working job right now, so I probably ought to turn those off. But we're headed over here to see what this fine member of the city council has for us to do. Because remember, the people standing out in the middle of the road waving at us, those are city council workers who have jobs for us. So we'll take our tow truck on over here. I like some of these jobs now. I've done enough of the tow truck jobs to where I get some of these combination jobs now. And they're pretty cool. They're like, someone will tell you, you need to tow this car off and then empty the trash, or you need to do this, and you know, it's more than just tow off a bunch of vehicles. And there's usually a lot more XP and a lot more money involved as I go through the trees to try and see if there's traffic. Oh, there he is. Oh, it looks like somebody parked in the grass over here. That's a no-no. So I know this is going to be our job, so I'm just going to pull over here next to it. turn on my parking or my hazard lights or whatever. We'll run over here and talk to this guy here real quick. Hey dude, what's up? Another job near the palace. This time you'll need lawn mowing truck too. Oh, I don't have a lawn mowing truck. I can't mow grass right now, dudester. But I can tow your car for you, so let me accept this job. And I'll at least tow the car for now. But I can't mow the grass because I don't have a lawnmower. How did I happen to get that lucky? I thought for sure it'd be like move the car, empty some grass, or sweep the sidewalk, something like that. Alright, so let's get ourselves situated. And again, we'll put out our boom, or our stabilizers. Boom up, boom over, boom out. We'll boom out and get that thing centered right there. There we go. That's just about centered. There we go. Now we'll rotate it. And once we get it up, you'll see that it says F, mount car. And I can F to mount the car. And now we can just reverse the process. So we'll lift, rotate it back around a little bit. There we go. Bring it over, and we'll boom in. Dude's gonna run into the truck and it's gonna sound like a car crash. No? Oh, they fixed that. Awesome. When they run into the car, usually it sounds like a car crashed into you. And they're so stupid, he'll just stand there. I'm just gonna walk into you there, buddy. Alright, now I attach the car to the, oh, that's gonna wig out a little bit. I can retract my stabilizers. Take off my parking brake. And off to the police impound lot we are gonna go with our vehicle in tow. There we go. Alright, so I guess as soon as I get a little bit more happiness in life, I need to go get me a grass mowing business. But I need like 350, 320 to update to lawn care guy. So we may need to go do some street sweeping real quick. Oh, I almost got hit there. Seems like maybe they've toned the II down a little bit too, because that guy normally would have run smack into me and I would have gotten a ticket for it. So maybe they've toned that down too. Maybe there was another patch that I've missed. That'd be good, because I was getting tired of getting run over by vehicles. Alright, so we're headed back to the police impound lot, which is here. Oh, look, I turned my turn signal on. Turn signal for the win! I actually remembered to turn it on. Now I gotta remember to turn it off and not get run over. It's too much of a hassle to have to look down at the, it's too much of a hassle to have to look down just to turn the turn signal on. I'm sorry. I'm watching the game. I'm doing it with my controller. I don't want to have to look at my keyboard to figure out where the bracket key is. That's just unnatural. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's certain places on your keyboard, it's just natural and you can go to them in the blind and you don't have to worry about it. Searching for the bracket key to do that? Nah, come on. They need like work mode in this game, you know, so that you can use multiple keys to do multiple functions. So right now I should be able to use the you know, left and right arrow keys to do my turn signal, right, without having to mess with anything. But then when I go into work mode, by putting on either the parking brake triggers it or the stabilizer triggers it, then the left and right goes into the actual work mode and controls the boom. If they do that, you can do a lot more functionality, just like they could do controller support, whereas my my joysticks control steering and camera view, but when I go into work mode, they control the boom, you know. I don't know, just something to think about. But alright, so we're going to raise our boom up now. Same thing we did before. We'll rotate over, boom out a little bit, and try to get this in a parking spot. And lower it down a little bit more. I'll rotate it around a little bit so it looks like it actually belongs there. And then I'll disconnect it so that it's sitting on the ground. And I've actually completed. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. Again, the left shoulder button on this tabs you into another vehicle. So I just tabbed myself out of the vehicle I was in and into another vehicle because for some reason my brain thought, oh, we're playing a controller and we're playing with a boom. Like in Farm Sim, we hit the left shoulder button to control the boom. So, yeah. Muscle memory for the loss. I do that all the time playing with a control pad. Another reason why I really want to get into the dual joysticks and the steering wheel is because then I can just go into, I can set the controls up the way I set everything up for forestry in Farm Sim, and I don't have any issues with that. So this time I chose to fold this up properly, and just to show you guys you can do it either way. You can fold it in here the proper way where you actually line it up so you can fully immerse yourself into the whole thing. And don't worry if you get it just a little bit wrong when you go to put everything, it'll auto-correct itself anyways. But again, it's how much in depth do you want to go with it as far as how much you immerse yourself into the game. Alright, so we are done with that. I'm going to take this puppy back to the shop and park it, and we're going to see if we can do some street sweeping applications because we haven't done street sweeping, and I want to cover a couple of different vehicles, and maybe we'll make enough XP so we can move towards doing lawn care, because we do have the second part of that task, doing lawn maintenance. Buddy, you want to get on up to the red light there? Huh? Yeah, you better get going. I will run you over. Alright, so as I said, we did expand our operation a little bit. We're now in 3 districts. I have the residential district, which is where I began. I have Old Town, which is what I'm in now, as well as an industrial district, which is off to the sort of the north of the residential district, and this is sort of to the east and south of the residential district. Oops. Don't want to back into that car behind me and get a ticket for it. Oh yeah. And again, I can run all these red lights if I want to because they're not giving tickets right now. But again, eventually they do plan on adding in tickets for running traffic signals. So don't get used to it if you've got the game right now and you're just running red lights willy-nilly. Do be aware that they're going to. So there's a gas station there. You can see how narrow that is to get into a gas station. This one, actually pretty easy to get into. You know, especially with this vehicle. Garbage truck, not as much. And you fill up, you hit Q to park and F to fuel, and it refuels you up. But usually getting in and out of these things is not as easy as this one is. It's actually pretty nice. And then I could back out of it. Oop. But usually you don't get in and out of one of these without hitting something. Especially in a garbage truck. When Landy first got the game and I was talking through him about some of the pros and cons in it, I was like, yeah, you're not going to really want to go refuel up your trucks too much. I just do them from the console. He's like, why? And I said, well, go refuel one. And he went and did it, ran into a couple of things. It was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying now. Alright. So we're almost back to our location here in Old Town, which is down at the end of this little block here. And you'll see I've got a garbage truck, recycling truck, and the street sweeper over here. Which the recycling, all the vehicles tend to reset themselves when you pull in. so they bounce around quite a bit. Alright. Alright, so let's park this guy here. And we are done with it. So we'll jump out. And let's see if we've got... Well, let's just clear out our employee logs and make a little bit more money and see where we're at. So we'll go into here, and I'll go ahead and look at what we got time-wise. We got at least 4 hours on the street cleaners, so let's go 3 hours forward, and then 1 extra hour forward, and we'll go 1 more hour, clear out that garbage. And not so much on this guy. That's 1 hour and 10 minutes. I'd have to go 2 more hours forward for that. I could probably do some odd jobs in that time. So let's see what we can do. We're going to grab this street sweeper here. One thing I will tell you, one little tip I'll give you before you go in to start filling up all your jobs. If you want a specific vehicle to go use, before you do it, go get in it. So I'm going to use the street sweeper to do some work here. If I jump into it, I know I got to refuel it. If I jump into it now, I can go ahead and I'm occupying it so nobody else can occupy it, right? Which means it won't be in the list of vehicles to be used along the way. So that's one thing I figured out early on was in order to make sure that I could get the vehicle I want, I needed to do that. So, all right. Pending jobs. There's, let's see, plastics removal in Old Town. That's good. We want to take that because the plastic truck is here in Old Town. So we'll send that guy out to go do that. And again, it's about sending, if you've got a plastic recycling truck in Old Town, send it out because it'll only take 4 hours for him to do the job. If the plastic truck is in Old Town and the job is in the residential district, it'll take 6 hours to do the job. And if it was way up here in the industrial district up here, it would take almost 8 hours to do the job. So you want to have the job aligned to a vehicle that is in that area. So Old Town Towing, let's see if we can send an employee to that. Well, we missed it. Residential district cleaning, I've got a street sweeper over there, so I'll send out a street sweeper to do that. See, again, a job ends and everything shuffles, and when it does, it kicks it off and you can't send the employee. And I lost the job because of the way the transitions are. They need to fix that because your mouse moves around kinda, it sucks. It doesn't respond really fast. And so again, now I've found the residential job right down here and I can do it, but again, I'm trapped in the system. You got to select the vehicle and then confirm the job. Alright, so that one's in there. Let's see. So I got a trash truck. I think it's this trash truck that's there. So the residential trash truck is free, so let's send it. Oh, the residential trash truck isn't free. The residential trash truck is doing what? Hey, I got 2 garbage trucks. Oh, that's plastics job. My bad, I'm not paying attention. Do I have a residential garbage? That's recycling, that's recycling, that's recycling. No, that's garbage collection in the industrial plaza. Let's send that off to do that. It's not in that zone, but it's close enough. See now, the industrial park is north of the residential. The garbage truck is in the residential zone. So instead of taking 4 hours to do the job, it takes 4.5 hours to do the job. So it's all about what vehicle is available and what area it can go do the job in. And I still need to get towing sent out. Come on. The mouse lag drives me nuts. It really does. Alright, so just about everybody is out working right now. Plastic recycling. Something's not working. Because let me think. I've got 6 different things that can be out. I think everything's good. No, I need to add the other recycler. This guy needs to... Well, that's in me. Okay, everything's right. I've got all the vehicles. Sorry, guys. My brain's not functioning completely right. Alright, so I need to go do a job. So I'll take the Old Town cleaning here. I'll accept that job and I'll go do it myself. Alright, so we got our vehicle and we're ready to go out. We need to go over to the water tank here and fill up with some water before we can go out and do some street sweeping. Alright, so I believe this is the water tank here. Right? Is that the water tank? Nope, I guess that's the water tank. For some reason I thought that one was the water tank. I thought this was the sewage thing. Fill up with water. I guess this is the water area. For some reason I thought that was sewage area. Alright, cue to release. And we'll head over to do our street sweeping job. You have to bear with me, I've never done the street sweeping job. This will be a new experience for all of us. See if I can remember to use my turn signals here. Turn. Now this will be good. We can see if it actually like auto turns off. I've made my turn. Does it turn off? Nope, you gotta turn it off manually. Oh, there were no vehicles coming until I got over here. They've definitely done something with the AI to where when they run into you, you don't get a ticket. Because normally that would have been a ticket for me. Alright. Let's head on up here and do some street sweeping. I really do have fun playing this game. I have to be honest with you. For what it is and for what you do with the game, it is entertaining. If you're playing this as an awesome simulator, it's still got some ways to go. But just for entertainment value, it is kind of fun. I mean, it could be better, but it's still pretty fun. And again, I can see the potential in the game. It has its moments, and if you're just looking for something to do to kill time and play a little game, it's pretty fun. But again, it's got a lot of things that need to be worked on, and I know there's a lot of people. Well, I had a green light there, buddy. There are a lot of people will say, well, you know, you need to take in consideration it's a new game and it was just released. Look, it's a rehashed game of all their other games, so yeah, they should be doing a lot better with it. And at the same time, they put it. This isn't beta. This is a full release. So these things need to be worked out. So, all right. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna start our sweep. The other thing is they modeled all the work lights, our beacons and stuff on the front of the vehicles. There need to be some on the back. This street sweeper ought to have a beacon in the back of it back here going off, letting people know that this is a working vehicle and you really ought not get, you know, behind it. So we're going to extend our brushes using that. We're going to turn our brushes on using F. And I guess we just kind of drive on up through here and scrub-a-dub-dub, rub-a-dub the street. And we got to get it all clean, so if we miss some, we'll have to come back and to hit it. So maybe we have to zigzag through this in order to get the perfect sweep each time. So let's concentrate. Oh, I missed a little bit. I'm gonna come back through that one. All right, we're gonna get over here to this other side. Now I do like, again, I've got a speed limit going on because I am working, which is what should be on the trash truck as well. I really think they need to go back. Let's back up a little bit here. Sheet. We won't take everything on one pass. It takes forever for it to shift from forward to reverse. Oh, get off me. You see I'm working here, dude. Oh yeah. What? Oh, I got it all. I didn't have to go back and get the other stuff. How cool. Alright, so we got to turn our brushes off. And we got to pack them back up. and our job is complete. So let's get off out of this guy's way, and we'll go figure out where we're going to go next to clean the city streets, the mean streets of Old Town. Let's see what we can figure out to do. There's a little task down there in the bottom, or we can just go, let's just go accept another cleaning job. There's got to be another street sweeping job that'll pop up. No, apparently not. So let's run down here and see if this one down in the lower part of the stream, since we are in the street sweeper, maybe this one that just popped up down here will give us another street sweeping job. My luck, it'll probably be a lawn maintenance gig, and I don't have a lawn maintenance service yet, or a gardening specialty as it would be called. I guess we can turn off our beacons because we're not really working. We're just cruising around on our lunch break, running red lights as we come by. Oh yeah, I'm good at running red lights. It's part of being an offensive driver instead of a defensive driver. Alright, so we'll make our turn here. I even remembered to hit the turn signal. Oh yeah. Alright, somebody's over here at the park. Yep, they want me to mow grass. Apparently, I should have picked up lawn maintenance or the gardening specialty before street sweeping, because I can just tell by the fact that she's standing next to all that grass that that's what she wants me to do. So we're going to blow her off. Try and find a street sweeping job to do. Let's go ahead and advance an hour so that guy finishes cleaning. There we go. Residential street sweeping. Industrial park street sweeping. We'll take that job. So let's accept that. We got to drive up to the industrial park to go do that, though. So we're out of this Old Town stuff. See ya, people. Apparently Old Town streets are clean. Apparently the people of Old Town don't throw that much litter on the ground. It's the people of the industrial park. Yeah, I'm running every red light I can find, y'all. This is about gameplay, not simulation. If you want to simulate, you can simulate. I'm going to just show you the gameplay right now, which means I'm going to run red lights trying to get to my next destination. We'll simulate that I stopped for that, okay? There, I stopped for it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Again, it's how much immersion do you want to put into it. Now look, when they add in the old traffic tickets for running red lights, Moosey Poo will be stopping for them. Yeah, I'll have to. Can't afford the traffic tickets. But, you know, hey, we're trying to do a little street sweeping so we can see how it's done and give you guys an idea about it. And we're not necessarily focused on how accurate. Man, there was some junk in the road back there. I should be cleaning that up. Looks like somebody vomited all over the road. Oh, should I have gone there? Maybe not. I do see where our mess is up ahead. We will be cleaning that up in just a moment. But do you agree with me? I mean, like, warning light guys? I mean, putting the beacons on to work, that's not enough. The hazard lights ought to be flashing. There ought to be a beacon on the back of it. You know, signifying to the people that, hey, this vehicle's actually working. Because some people in life are too stupid to realize that if the brushes are all the way extended out and spinning around, that the guy driving the slow-moving vehicle in front of them is actually working. They would actually get right up behind him and tailgate him, just like in real life, or in the game here. And, yeah, they'd be like, well, why is it going so slow, that stupid idiot? I can't see the beacons on the front to know that he's actually working. Alright, so we're going to put our brushes out, which is going to reduce our speed down to nil. So we probably should have been a little bit closer to the trash before we did that. And as soon as we get up here, yeah, listen to that guy behind me. He's trying to go inch forward, and again, I don't want to hear his vehicle the whole time behind me. It's annoying. It makes me want to take my headphones off. I think the guy who did the sound for this game never wears headphones in his life. He probably has it on his desktop, and he probably turns the speakers down and doesn't even think that it's really annoying to be that loud in somebody's ears. Alright. Drive over the litter that I can't see to collect it because of the rain, and when it rains everything turns gray. Oh great, and I got run over by a car trying to collect the trash. Nice. Alright, turn off my brushes when I'm transitioning. Maybe that'll conserve a little bit of water. I don't want to use all my water up. Man, these people, they just don't care. They will run you over. Citizens of Utopia, or whatever the name of this city is. Don't run over your street sweeper. Alright. Good to go. Alright, so note to self, I just tried something there. I folded up the brushes without actually turning them off, and they will let's take that job. Oh wait, no. I just messed up. Okay, here's another thing I found. If you take a job and then you cancel it, that job doesn't show back up for a while until you actually go do it. I think what happens is if you take a job for yourself to do and cancel it, it moves it into the storyline jobs, and will not appear in the you know, the jobs that are available for you. And so then you can't assign another employee to that area until you go back and actually do that job. I had that problem with the trash jobs. I took a trash job, but I didn't mean to. I meant to tell an employee to go do it. And so I just kind of waited and waited. Oh, I need to empty my trash here. Where's the trash facility at? There should be one down here in Old Town. We'll go empty the trash real quick. Oh, ooh, this thing gets squirrely. I want my steering wheel. I have better control with the steering wheel. So anyways, I took a trash job. I didn't mean to take the trash job. I meant to give it to an employee. So I canceled out the job. When I canceled out that job, it was for the residential trash pickup. When I canceled that job out, I never got another residential trash collecting job until I went into the storyline and actually did. And what I mean by story, there's two sets of jobs. There's the timed one here, jobs pending, and then there's the one here that says story quest. And until I went into the story quest and did it, I didn't get another job in that area until I actually went and did that quest. So if you accidentally do that, just keep note, it moves it over there, and you have to deal with that. So why am I not going right down there and sweeping up? And God, I got to turn around so I can actually hear. I'm not moving down there until I actually go dump the trash out, which I need to get over here, head south to where my little depot area is, and go dump off this trash. I probably should have hit the one over there in the residential area because it was on the way, but yeah, I'm running out of fuel. Yep, drive over the litter, collect it. I will as soon as I go dump this litter off. Look at all that litter. Looks like my garbage truck spewed all over the ground. Alright. Signal. Hang right. Being careful not to run over everything because this thing is squirrely. Turn my turn signal off. Wait, I turned my turn signal off. Turn it off again. Alright. I guess I ought to turn these off because they're not actually working. I'm just driving. Man, there's so much I gotta figure out. Here comes the rain again. This place has the worst weather. It's like raining every hour in this game. And when it rains, it rains. It doesn't just kind of rain a little bit. Alright, so I think I go in here to dump the trash off. Yep, there we go. Come on. Swirl around here. Back up. Beep, beep, beep. So apparently there's a different dumping station for the street sweeper than it is trash. Because it says trash, but apparently it's nasty water. Ah, it's orange bricks. Interesting. You would think it would be like a slurry if it was water coming out of it. Alright. I guess they didn't want to actually model that. Speaking of modeling, alright, so here's my one little, I guess this is nitpicking, being a little too critical of it. It's a simulator, and it's supposed to be, you know, simulating certain things. The one thing I don't like about the game is the fact that they don't actually simulate your workers going out of the yard and doing the work. Is it really that hard to go ahead and model that I assign somebody to do that truck, and then that truck goes and crawls through the city, so that there's multiple vehicles out on the road doing work? You know, I'd like to see that. I think that would be a cool aspect of the game. Oh, it's raining. I should have my lights on. That's a law. Wait, did the lights not work on this thing? Oh, there they are. Lights on when raining, right? Oh, and I need to get gas for this thing, so let's pull it over here. I am the absolute, you know, get out of my way, here I come. Alright, so fuel that up. Get some fuel in this puppy. There we go. Let's get on out of here. But you know what I mean? It'd be cool if you drive by and you see your truck out there doing some work on the streets. You know? And it's truly simulating doing the work. Instead of it's just sitting in your parking lot occupied and you can't do anything with it. It would actually be cool. So alright, signal my left-hand intentions to do a left-hand turn. Alright. Put my brush out. Turn on my lights. Let everybody know I'm working. And we'll head down here. We'll come back and get this area. Start sweeping. Doing our thing. Swerving around. Alright, come on. Alright, let's turn those off and fold them up so we can move a little faster. Yeah, we'll go down here. We'll do a UE. Signal our intentions to turn. Do a quick UE here in the middle of the street. Get up here. There we go. My turn signal. Brake lights. Alright, let's unfold again. And start sweeping. See if we can get all this mess up. Make our city look beautiful. So lovely. It's so lovely. I know I'm done, but there's more. Alright, I go ahead and put that away. Turn off the brushes until we get up here. That way we can run up here a little bit faster instead of crawling. I know the cars behind us would be happy about that. Alright, so we'll come to this little bit of litter here. Stop. Rush out. Again, see, I have hazard lights on right now that are saying, hey, come on now, I'm working. I know you can't see the beacons on the front that are hidden by the waste container on the back. There we go. Task completed. And that's it for the street sweeper. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's head on back and dump this. 304, we're so close. So close to being able to get the gardener achievement or training, proficiency, whatever you want to call it. This little thing, man, it just, man, you can swerve with it. So yeah, and yeah, I know, I'm gonna run the red light again. I'm just gonna go back and dump this thing off. So that's the little bit of towing, a little bit of street sweeping, and the basics. I think I'm gonna get with we're gonna try and get with Alex tonight and figure out the whole steering wheel thing, and try to get that working. So then in the next video I can use the G27 and hopefully the joysticks. That would be kind of cool. And like I said, if I get that working up, I will definitely do a little video for you guys so that you can see how all that works and how you set it up. So if you want to do that for yourself, you'll be able to do it in the future. And then also trying to get with him to do a little multiplayer so we can showcase off the whole multiplayer side of this thing and how that works. Curious about that myself. I know from what I've read, oh, there's the thunderstorms. They're so loud. Please turn the thunderstorms down. They're so loud you can't hardly hear yourself think. And I adjust the sound in post so it's not annoying, but man, when you're playing it, seriously, the thunderstorms are so loud that you can't hear yourself think. Anyway, so we're gonna hit the whole multiplayer thing up, and apparently on the multiplayer side of it, you've got to one person is the boss and the other, everybody multiplayers underneath them as employees, and you can have like 4 employees at a time. So I think 5 of you can play the game at once. So pretty interesting. So I don't know, you guys might dig it, you might not, but again, I hope you guys see the game does have potential and it can be a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Even for its shortcomings, I can see where it's pretty fun and pretty amusing for people, and it can only get better, you know. So anyways, that's our second look at it. Let me know what you think about the video. Make some comments below if you liked it. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, and of course follow the video or follow the channel if you're not already. I do new videos each day. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. It's Cityconomy. It just came out. Again, it's a work in progress, it looks like. So we'll see. We'll do some more videos on it as it evolves, and let you guys see a little bit more gameplay. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next edition. Bye bye.